Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
Oh, it's that time again.
Bye, everybody. Wait, what time is it?
The Phantoms. I heard the Phantoms.
Oh, shit. Are they Phantoms?
Yeah, I heard them.
Crap. Well, I'm running
It's
toward...
that time again. Goodbye.
I was like, well, that was a quick episode.
No, I agree. I'm going to come over there and sleep, too. I hear them above me, so I guess I was the culprit.
I don't see Phantoms.
Yeah, they're chasing my ass right now.
It's kind of weird because I feel it's been the same amount of time since either of us slept.
Yeah, because we all slept that night with Arcus.
Yeah, that's the last time I remember anybody sleeping.
Yeah. Maybe I stayed logged in a little bit longer than you did last time or something. Maybe your Phantoms are on the way. It's weird how far some of these animals have ventured. Like, there's mushrooms over here that are way away from where our island's at.
Well, they heard
like they had to cross the water.
They heard there might be a new owner of their land.
they're escaping.
They're bailing out.
We crossed the border.
I'm in bed waiting.
I am in bed beside you.
Then that rain will stop too. Yes.
Yeah, it'd be real nice. So what's been going on?
Besides the sickness, not too much. I'm trying to think what has been happening lately. I don't know.
What's your thoughts on Jeffrey Epstein?
I definitely think that there was more to it than a simple suicide.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I read something today that they said the autopsy revealed like broken bones in his neck or something like that. But I didn't like
that
it.
Could happen with
that could happen with a hanging, like you'd think. So yeah. That doesn't seem like it's too terribly far fetched. I find it crazy that you have a guy who was tried to commit suicide and you put him on suicide watch and then you somehow take him off of suicide watch and then he dies of suicide.
Yeah, it's how did this happen?
Yeah, nobody ever could have suspected that this was about to happen. I mean, we deal with this stuff in the hospital all the time. Like, there's so many, suicide screenings and brand new implementations that we have to do because the Department of Health and CMS have all said that we have to do better suicide screening, and if you screen on using certain scales at whatever, even a low level, you need to have a psych consult, and like so.
How do you screen for suicide? Because isn't it just verbal at that to begin with?
Well, you can start like by saying, do you have any thoughts of killing yourself or harming anybody else?
I remember them asking my grandma this time.
That used to be a very standard question that I asked in triage, and when I was in the emergency department, it was one of the questions: do you have any thoughts of hurting yourself or other people? And people would most of the times no. Because sometimes they would say yes, and they were there because they were suicidal, or for whatever reason that they were there, they can say yes. I don't think I ever had anybody that was like, well, now that you ask, yeah, I guess do. But the real way to do the suicide screenings is you actually have, here you go, is you have a validated tool for suicide screening. And so there's one that's like, it's the Columbia Suicide Risk Severity Score, CSSRS, Columbia Suicide Screening Risk Score. I can't remember how the acronym goes, but it's the CSSRS, and it's a 6-question screening format. It's 6 very basic questions. I don't remember what they all are, but it's like, have you attempted to harm yourself in the last 30 days, or have you thought about doing this? 6 questions, and based on how you answer them, you can either have a risk score of none, you don't have a risk for suicide, or a low risk to a medium risk to a high risk, like a very high risk for suicide. And depending on what you answer and what you do, you're supposed to put different implementations in place. One's low risk, you're going to get a psych consult just to talk to somebody, but not necessarily put up on a suicide watch, quote unquote. Medium and high risk, you're going to get put on 1-to-1 to watch and make sure that you don't commit suicide, right then and there. But so there's just a bunch of different like ways to do it. But when you have a guy who's in jail who was denied bond because of what a flight risk he was, even at $600 million or whatever the hell it was something ridiculously high, right?
Yeah.
And then you had him on suicide risk because he tried to commit suicide. I just think
there's a bunch of other things too, like the guards are supposed to check on him every 30 minutes, and then hours pass in between.
They were sleeping.
They were?
You didn't see the new articles? They fudged the record saying that they were checking on him every 30 minutes, even though they were like caught sleeping.
Oh, geez.
Instead, yeah.
I mean, seeing how my grandma gets treated in like this rehab facility, I imagine prisons aren't much different, if not worse. Like, there's some level of care you can give towards people that aren't criminals, but I feel like you dehumanize them in such a way inside of these type of places that they get even a lower level of care. Where's our iron at?
In this chest right here.
Okay.
Did you get that shovel from the end?
I did. The one that I'm using now, yeah.
Yeah,
This came from the end.
I don't think I need to go visit Fedrin's area to go get some.
I bet prices have gone up. Do we have diamonds?
5.
Okay.
We had 8. I had to use 3 because I had to make a new diamond pick to mend my good diamond pick I got from the end. But I didn't get a shovel like you have.
Yeah. Shovel's nice. The pyramid looks good from up here.
Oh my god, we're flying again. This is great.
It is nice.
Yeah, pyramid does kind of look cool.
Yeah, I imagine this deep, really cool base. It's got like different directions. We'll have like a whole farm area underground.
Well, everywhere it comes out to the surface, do we have to build another pyramid?
Yes.
It's the requirements.
Right.
My shovel is so like E.
Well, I mean, we'll get down to stone pretty quick here, so this is only going to be a short-lived sort of thing. My question is, what does the future look like in these sorts of situations? Because if you don't, where does the trust break down? Like, who do we not trust here? Is it the government? Like, where does the trust begin to actually exist? Because like anyone could be responsible. Like the number of high profile people that he probably had dirt on is pretty damn high, right?
Yes.
So who can you trust? Like I don't think we can. I haven't felt like we could trust Barr from the moment Barr was appointed, personally. And William Barr's dad is who gave Jeffrey Epstein his first job in politics. So like, I don't know. It just feels like there's already conflict of interest.
I think it's funny that Trump is retweeting the conspiracy theories about Clinton. Yet,
when there's just as many about Trump,
right? That's what I find is like, really, you'd be better off to just say nothing, because right now you're just
right.
You were also friends with him. You also went on his like plane and all this stuff,
Right. I mean, the number of people that are in his little black book are probably a lot higher than the number of people that were actually part of his like pedophile parties. Like Barbara Walters is in that list. Like, I don't think. I'd like to think that Barbara Walters was not part of the pedo parties, but I guess it's possible. But it seems like there's a lot of people that he had, contact with, friendships or business acquaintanceships with, that probably weren't just part of some kind of pedophile ring, though I'm sure some of them were.
Yeah, this whole thing it's going to be interesting to see what comes out of this, because what's really going to happen is it's just going to be that confirmed suicide.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of like with the Brett Kavanaugh stuff. Okay, we're gonna slow our roll here. We're gonna investigate the allegations, and then we'll hold off on confirmation until after the investigation. Okay, we held an investigation. Investigation didn't find anything confirmed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the joys of the way our government currently sits. I do find it funny that William Barr is sitting there and just saying how appalled he is that this could possibly happen. And what did he say in his statement? God, I read something that was so confusing. They were on a hiring freeze. He talked about the New York correctional system being on a hiring freeze, and he said, which I ended today. So it's like, okay, you're trying to like show that you're the reason that we're not going to have this problem anymore because you ended the hiring freeze. But then later,
but he was the head of the prison system, regardless.
Well, then later, it said something about even after they lifted the hiring freeze, they still couldn't get enough workers in there. There just wasn't as much demand for that low paying of a job. And I'm like, wait, you ended the hiring freeze today. You just said. What do you mean after you ended the hiring freeze you couldn't get enough people? What, in the last 30 minutes you didn't get enough applicants?
Right. Yeah. We tried, guys. Sorry. It's just been real hard here.
It was really confusing to listen to it. Like, it was like, I can't tell. Like, you ended it today or you ended it before and it hasn't panned out. Like, I don't understand where you're going with this anymore.
I'm stuck in a block. Can you see a block where I'm stuck?
Yes-ish.
Can you break it? Thank you. Saved me.
It looked like you were just standing on top of it, though. It didn't even look like you were in it.
Yeah, it's one of those ghost blocks. I guess my shovel was too fast. I couldn't get out of it.
I mean, I am curious what's going to happen. And I'll be honest, I'm still extremely confused. And I had Julia's sister was trying to explain it to me because she follows, like, a lot of this stuff and knows it. And I still don't quite understand, so maybe you can explain it. He was charged for this stuff in 2008.
Right.
But he got a really low sentence. But somehow, how did he get charged again?
That's what I don't understand either. I haven't followed it. Well, I didn't research this at all. I also wondered about the double jeopardy side of it as well. Like, well, how is he now back? Because he did as a plea agreement. But from what I vaguely remember, and so people don't, this is not your new news source. Please don't use it as. I think that it was determined that the plea agreement should not have ever happened. Basically, that it was that the agreement that he made just wasn't valid, and so. But
years later, it got determined that somebody couldn't go to jail or to a trial for a murder trial, be found innocent or not guilty or whatever, and then 10 years later they'd be like, you know what, that wasn't valid.
Well, I think what happened was, I think someone that was involved in again, this is not your news source. I'm actually speculating here because I don't remember, but I think that there's a possibility that whoever had worked out his plea agreement found out that he had wrongfully worked out multiple plea agreements. I don't remember now. For some reason his plea agreement was determined to be invalid. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, if someone was declared innocent or guilty, well, I guess if they're declared guilty, this happens all the time when people are declared guilty and it goes the other way, right? So maybe it's something like that where I don't know, Jeff. I just don't know.
Yeah, that's it, because that's the main thing that's confusing the hell out of me on this whole thing is I couldn't tell that he had done anything else new that he was.
I don't think he's none of it's like, well, since then he's diddled this kid. It's just I think that whatever the original agreement was deemed invalid.
Can you imagine doing something or getting off or whatever it was, whether you were innocent or guilty, but then 11 years later just getting arrested for that same thing again?
Right. I mean, in his case, I guess this is a good thing, but yeah, I agree. It's like, well, shit, I thought I done dealt with this shit once. I'm sure he was never worried because it's always
he has
worked
everybody
out
in his
for
pocket.
him.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. How many times has he already had to buy his way out of something? So I'm sure he wasn't concerned about this at all.
I do find it funny
honestly,
too.
More so the people that he's got dirt on was probably more concerned than he ever was.
That's possibly true.
I don't have a pick again. I'm back in this world of no pick.
We have to get better picks because this one's only an efficiency 4.
Oh, only an efficiency 4.
I know.
But yeah, I agree. This is like the wheat farm all over again. We need better picks.
Or perfectly placed TNT.
Oh Lord, here we go again. Why don't you use TNT to mine it out?
How big do we plan on this being?
I mean, once we get down in there, good, we can start branching off and going like other directions.
Well, for the main part of the base. If this was like central hub, how far down do we want to go? Do we want to go like what are we at right now? 63. Do we want to go down to like 50? Do we want to go down to like, bedrock?
No, I wouldn't go all the way to bedrock. I don't think. We're gonna have to keep stretching it out too, though, right?
Yeah, we have to make it wider and wider. And we can always invite Pause. He likes digging holes.
It's true. That's a Pause. We got the whole 2.0 for you. Just go steal his beacon. He doesn't play on here anymore, anyways, does he?
Not that I know of. We could steal his beacon.
Yeah, just take his stuff.
Yeah, so how far down do we feel like it should go before it branches?
Let's go down to 50 and see what it looks like. Okay. So basically 13 more layers. We'll see what it looks like. We probably need to make it wider as we go. Otherwise, it's going to be a pain in the ass to come back up and make it wider later, though.
Agreed. You still have your shovel?
I do. Well, hold on. We need to place these blocks here. I need a pick.
So you're gonna have this iron pick.
Okay, because that's what I was using. Boop, boop, boop.
That's not right. Don't go too crazy.
Why is that not right?
It needs to be half slabs first.
There's half slabs first.
What?
There's half slabs right here. This one's messed up. I placed it wrong, and that's when I didn't have a pick to fix it.
Wait, where are you at?
So look at that one.
I'm confused. No, look, whole slabs never. Oh no, I guess you're right. Never mind. Yeah, you're right.
It alternates, right?
Yeah, you're right. You are correct.
Wait, hold on. Am I though?
Yeah, you are. I was gonna say whole slabs never touch each other, but they actually do touch each other. It goes half slabs touch each other, and then whole slabs touch each other, and then half slabs touch each other, and then whole slabs touch each other.
So wait, are we putting another row of half slabs down here though?
Yes.
Because there's half slabs on top. So do I have that wrong? Are there supposed to be half slabs on top?
No. There should not be half slabs on top on the outside. That was an ominous sound.
Oh, yeah, because it makes where you can jump up. Okay, so these are all wrong.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize you had done that.
Well, we'd had the start of it here on the front, and so I just assumed that was correct, but I guess it was not. Take this off.
Sandstone. Whenever I see this like sandstone, it's called cut sandstone. I'm like, that sandstone hits the gym.
It's cut. It's funny.
Oh, question for you. The term woke.
Okay.
We talked about this before, I think. The term woke itself. When did you start hearing the term woke?
Oh, God, it hasn't been that long, has it? Like in the last 6 years, 5 years.
Okay,
right?
yeah. When have you stopped hearing it recently? Do you feel like
I don't feel like I heard it a lot, period. Like that was a term that's used by people that aren't in our wheelhouse, right?
I don't know if that's true.
Who do you know other than Pause that would use the term woke?
So, well, either way, when I went to Michigan over the summer back in July, so we're not talking that long ago, my sister teaches out there in Michigan, and my parents, and still live there, and they were talking about the things kids say nowadays, type of deal. And, my sister being in, teaching high school and stuff, she really is closer to what the kids are saying nowadays because, she deals with them on a daily basis.
Right.
And the term woke came up, and she's like, and then there's this new one, like everybody's saying everybody's woke. And I was like, what do you mean this new one? And she's like, yeah, everybody started using the term woke. I don't even understand what that one means. And I'm like, but woke's been something people have been saying for like a year now. Like, I feel like it's going away at this point. Like, people are not saying it nearly as much anymore. Apparently, in Michigan, or at least on her side of the state where they're at, apparently it's a brand new thing.
Oops. Huh. I wonder, there are regional dialects, right? Kind of like the whole soda versus pop sort of thing. Maybe that's one of those things where, like, slang
delays when it goes somewhere.
Maybe. There's a possibility, right?
I guess there is. I just thought it was weird because I was just like, but woke, like I've heard it less and less at this point. I feel like it's dying out, and you're just saying it's the new thing the kids are saying, and I'm just like, wait a minute, but it's. I'm trying to think. You could probably go back to our videos because I complained about the term woke.
I don't remember you complaining about it.
You know what?
I believe you. I don't remember you complaining about it.
Pretty sure I did somewhere.
I'm sure you did. Old man yells at teen lingo.
It's dumb. Woke and swole. Those are two things I think are stupid.
I like swole. I would never use it. I just like it.
Got swole. Woke. Now I'm gonna be back on this woke thing. What is it even supposed to mean? It's supposed to.
I feel like we had this conversation before. I don't think we had an answer then. Either.
So see, we did have this conversation before.
Yeah.
So
whenever you said what's it supposed to mean, it does seem very familiar now.
So, but it's just one of those things where it's supposed to insinuate that you're like now being brought up to realize like of an injustice or something like that. Like, and your eyes are now open to.
Is that what it means?
The problem. I'm pretty sure that that's what it's supposed to mean. Saying like, it's the whole Colin Kaepernick and the kneeling during the national anthem because of black rights. Like, people are now woke to black rights. Like, it's
okay.
That's how I've always taken it to mean. But I don't even understand. Like, you're basically using improper grammar to show that you now see that there's a problem with something. Like, that's what I don't understand about it all. Like, I'm woke. You can't say awoke, awake. You have to say woke.
Well, woke's cooler.
Woke's
cooler. Cool.
It's a swole. My brain's so swole. It woke.
Yeah. Now you're getting it. I'm so woke now. My brain is swole. We need to come up with our own lingo.
Just the guano lingo.
Yeah.
Didn't we make up shit? We made up words in one of those episodes.
I don't even remember. The other day, someone said, "Do they realize that guano means bat poop?"
Wait, it does?
What? This whole time I thought we had a respectable name that had nothing to do with poop.
That had nothing to do with poop. It's poop again.
This looks pretty good. I like this.
It's just hard to keep it straight.
Keep it straight. Oops.
Dope.
Yeah, this will be cool looking when we get down in there real good. I might dig some tonight.
The hell? What, you don't want to have our next episode just full of digging? Why won't this work?
What's the matter, Jeff?
I can't get this normal piece of sandstone to go. It just keeps going next or down one.
Well, that's not supposed to go there anyways.
It is supposed
Damn
to go
guy.
there.
No, it ain't.
Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe that's why it's telling me that's the wrong pattern.
Yeah.
You think that's what it was doing?
It's supposed to
That's so weird.
To go there either,
That's
though,
so
Jeff.
weird.
Jeff.
You're right.
Jeff.
You're right. It is not supposed to go there, but still, it's weird.
Well, no, it is. The reason why it's doing that is because it's a different block type, right?
I guess.
So yeah, that is why it's not connecting. But yeah, you done it wrong.
Oh, I see. Because it was supposed to be a half slab on a half slab. I guess I didn't realize you couldn't do that.
Because there are different types of half slabs,
I
but
guess
it's
I'd
supposed to
never
go
tried-
in this corner anyway.
I guess I'd never tried
just
before.
visible. Yeah.
So you can't have a block with a half slab of a different block under it, huh?
Right.
Well, that's a
That'd be like
shame.
having like one type of wood with another type of wood. Half slabs. They don't mix.
So basically, you're saying the exact same thing.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
You know, you can't have two half slabs that are different. It'd be like having two half slabs that are different.
Well, I don't think you said the part that are different. You just said you can't have two half slabs. You didn't say that are different.
But you can have two half slabs,
but
though.
Exactly. That's why I was kind of correcting you. I knew what you meant, but you didn't say the words.
I feel my audience is smart enough. They don't need to be spoon-fed.
They don't need to hear the words. They know the words I mean.
They's woke and swole and shit. Like, they get it.
This sounds like some damn Trump rally shit here. My audience knows what I meant.
Lock her up. Lock her up. They know I didn't mean lock her up.
Right. Exactly.
They know I didn't
That'd be-
really tell China to steal our... Or to tell Russia to
I was about
delete
to say he
those
didn't tell
emails.
China. Oh, Lord.
You think it's going to be a really fun political season?
You know what I think? I was talking to my Discord about this the other day. I think if Russia really wanted to fuck with our elections, the best thing they could do right now would to be interfere with the elections again in whatever capacity they were able to do that. Whether it's if they could actually change, because I mean they did say that they were successful in hacking voting machines in almost all 50 states. They never did come out and say exactly what they were able to do with that specifically. They did say they were able to change registrations and stuff, but not. They claim that polls were never changed in terms of what people actually voted for. Whether or not that's true or not, who knows? I don't think that they would tell us that they found evidence of that personally, because I think it would make people not trust the it at all. But either way, regardless, I think that if Russia can affect our elections, the thing to do would to be make a Democrat win the election, but then leave like the easiest evidence that not like a non Scooby-Doo mystery here. Like, here's all the smoking guns evidence that shows that Russia did that, so that the election could be determined illegitimate. I think that's really how you fuck with our elections. Like, don't make Trump win again. Make our elections look like real garbage.
But they wouldn't do that until after Trump's next term, though, right?
They could, though. They could do it now, and it would just make our elections feel invalid, and then Trump could say, well, this election doesn't count because Russia interfered with it, and so even though what's probably going to be Biden, even though Biden has won, it doesn't count.
I think you're putting too
That
much.
sort of thing.
You're putting too much faith in the fact that you don't think Trump's going to win again.
No, I think he could. But I mean, I don't trust the election process at all anymore. Ever since the last time, so I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in our elections. Period. Any longer. There's something wrong here. This isn't right. What's wrong here? Never mind. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay. Carry on.
Yep. It just didn't look right for a second. It's all right. It worked out. Yeah, we're gonna figure out how we get in here. If you go down this little cave passage here, it comes up to the surface around the corner. I don't know if that's a thing we want to utilize in any way. There's a creeper here right now. I'll utilize it right now.
Yeah, we do need
skeleton?
to. I do think we need to find some spots to sprinkle in glowstone though, because we need some
I agree
light
with that
in
too.
here.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep doing torches all the way down like I did that one row. I just thought we'd start there and see how it looked. But yeah, I agree with you. It'd be better with we could have a waterway entrance even out by the sea here. That'd be kind of cool.
I mean, those are pretty
like
typical for pyramids.
Yeah. We gotta keep with the typical pyramid design.
I mean, I guess we could invent a spaceship entrance.
I was literally just now while I was fighting that skeleton thinking it'd be really cool to fly in on our elytra through some kind of like tunnel.
You just gotta wonder
Zoom.
how many times we die trying to do that.
Yeah. It would be really cool to have a big open area like a jet hangar sort of thing where we could fly in at.
I've still got 0 deaths on this server.
You sure do. I think you're one of the only ones that still play that have 0 deaths. But most have quit now. So back to Guano Farms.
Guano pyramids.
Just farming new things now, that's all. But anyways, we should cut this one off here today. So hope you all have enjoyed. And we'll see you next time.
All right, everybody. We will see you.
You need a better